That's right, you heard the title. If you don't fix this, you will struggle socially forever. And it's crazy because this is something that any of us can do. Like, it's not something you need to go out and buy an object for. You don't need to dedicate hours of reading to understand it. You don't need to do any of this. You can literally do it starting tomorrow, or today if you're reading this before going out. And it's also weird that usually the people that can do this don't think about it. The guys that do this every day around other people are not thinking about it, I guarantee. It's just part of their personality. And here we are wondering why people listen to them, but not us, you know? So, what is it? It's potent eye contact. Now wait, I know you've heard of eye contact before. I'm not talking about decent eye contact, which is what most of us have. Because eye contact is something that is absolutely intrinsic to connecting with other human beings. And it can do a lot. So, like, there are many studies that show the benefits of having good, strong eye contact. Like, it's literally works as kind of like an aphrodisiac for people. And usually we have, like I said, decent eye contact. We can look at a person for a few seconds and then our eyes will dart somewhere else. And then we'll look back at them and then our eyes will dart somewhere else. A majority of us, like, don't lie, a majority of us have either one of these. Either barely make eye contact, we do it so infrequently that we may as well be looking at anything else aside from the person. Or we have distracted eye contact, where we're looking at the person, but it's like we're looking through them because our eyes are like microscopically like jittering about because we're thinking about so many other things while also trying to pay attention to the person. So neither of these can really be classified as potent eye contact. That's something that develops with what I'm going to tell you in the next time. I'm going to tell you in a few minutes. It's almost instinctual for us. We don't want to be looking at the person for too long. Otherwise, we're going to be seen as weird, right? Well, I'll get into that in a second. But I want to tell you a story first. There was this guy who went to my school. He was a senior. I was like in, I think, 10th grade. So he was like a cool older brother type to me. And I remember one time after school, my parents couldn't fetch me, and I was going to have to wait like hours at school. And he saw it, was asking me what's going on. And I told him that I need to wait for my parents because I gotta wait for them. And he asked me, okay, where do you live? And I told him, and he was like, oh yeah, I can just take you there. And then he actually just took me there in his car. It was awesome. And there are so many cool things about him, and I could list them off. But something that really stuck with me is how calm he was. He was like still water. He didn't feel like that you were talking to somebody who had a million thoughts buzzing through their head, which is what most of us do have. And that was mainly due to his eye contact. Any time that I would talk, he would look at me in my eyes. And I saw him when he would talk to other people. He would also look at them. He wouldn't speak, he would just listen. And he had this like piercing eye contact, like he was looking into your soul, you know? And I'm glazing this guy to hell and back. But the reason I'm bringing him up is because he was what I wanted to like base some of my actions on. He was like a cool older brother figure to me. Because eye contact gives people that visceral feeling of, I'm giving you specific attention. And that can be so powerful to make people respect you, to make people want to listen to you now when you speak. And I mean, I think it can even make you more attractive. I believe there are studies on that as well, especially like if you're a man doing it to a woman. If you're doing it to another man, then I doubt it's going to work the same way. But how can you actually have better eye contact? Well, I think it's mainly just a mindset shift. You see, most of us are too scared of being seen as a weird guy for looking at a person for too long. But having done it a few times, usually it's not something that registers in the person's mind consciously. If you're looking at them in their eyes when they're speaking to you, usually it can be maybe slightly intimidating for them, but it's not something that they are going to yell at you about or be upset about. I very, very rarely ever see that happen. And now, to be fair, this is mainly when you're speaking to women, but even with guys, there's this thing of, oh, if you stare at a guy, then like he's gonna get in your face like, yo, what's up? Huh? Huh? But really, if you're talking to just a chill guy and you're just looking at them face to face, then there's not gonna be a problem. If they know you, then why would they possibly get angry at you for looking at them? If it's a complete stranger, then, and you're just looking at them the whole time, then maybe there could be some issue there. But really, I think this whole idea just gets parroted on like TikTok and Instagram about all these weird social things that don't do this, don't speak to a woman like this, don't go up to a guy like this. It's just all so boring and so not real, so artificial. Oh, sorry. And so yeah, make sure you have like what is called sticky eyes. Just pretend like your eyes are glued to the person. Like, of course, maybe take a few seconds to look at something else, but mainly, absolutely, no excuses. You need to be looking at the person in their eyes, like deep in their eyes. Another thing is just to be more present. And I know that's very like broad. How do you do that? Focus on your breathing. Now, when you're consciously thinking about your breathing, you have to be grounded in the present moment. And this allows you to put those worries and thoughts to the back of your mind so you can actually focus on the conversation. And just pay attention when the person's speaking. Listen, like truly listen to them. Not this half listening thing where you're half listening, half text on your phone, half typing on a computer, half thinking about the girl that rejected you. Just listen. And this may feel a bit awkward at first because you've never done it for this long. But over time, like going to the gym, like doing squats, like going for runs, it becomes easier. And people appreciate it more. Maybe on a subconscious level, they're never going to tell you, thank you so much for looking deep into my soul, Tondo. Or Jaden, whatever your name is. No. But I truly believe it's something that can help you be seen as just overall a more calm, still, authentic person. Because again, don't just be looking at the person's eyes. You should also be listening to what they're saying. Active listening is important. Like if you're just staring, then maybe there could be an argument for it being a bit weird. But if you're like listening to them, and maybe when they make a point, you give them some sort of affirmation that you've listened, like maybe you rephrase a part of it, maybe you say, really, that's interesting, something along those lines, then there's no issue about being seen as weird or creepy. So overall, I hope this was helpful. I'll see you next time. Remember, take action, learn from failure.